Welcome, everyone. Today, we are diving deep into a single, incredibly mystifying verse from the book of Genesis. You see, according to the ancient mystics, this isn't just some beautiful poetry. It's the actual divine blueprint for humanity itself. So let's jump right in. Let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Right off the bat, that's wild. The Zohar tells us this is a technical statement. It's like we're eavesdropping on the creator, inside the divine engineering room, right at the moment the most complex project of all is about to kick off. And that plural language, us, our, that's puzzled people for thousands of years. But it's also the very key that unlocks everything. Exactly. That's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? Who is the us? If the creator is fundamentally one, who is this conversation happening with? Well, to answer that, the mystical texts pull back the curtain and take us to a moment before creation, to a conceptual space where the very idea of humanity was first being designed. Right, and this isn't just a cute metaphor. The Zohar describes this as a genuine process. Creation wasn't some snap of the fingers magic trick. It was a collaborative project, unfolding within this kind of divine workshop. It's a place of pure potential where a thought becomes a form, and that form eventually becomes our reality. Okay, so to get what was created, we first need to meet the creators. The us in that verse points to this incredible trinity of divine principles. 3 totally distinct but completely unified forces, all working together in perfect partnership. Let's meet the team. So, the whole process kicks off with what the Zohar calls the king. This is the force of Chochmah, which we translate as wisdom, but think of it less like a book of facts and more like a silent initial flash of pure potential. It's not a detailed plan. It's the seed idea, the raw abstract thought. This is often called Abba, the divine father. But, an abstract seed can't do anything on its own. It needs a place to grow into a real plant. So that initial flash of wisdom, that Chochmah, it enters the domain of Binah, understanding. This is the supernal mother, or Ima. Her whole job is to take that raw potential from the father and develop it, to give it structure, boundaries, and definition. She's the one who transforms the seed idea into a viable, detailed blueprint. And once that blueprint is fully designed and developed by Binah, a third force steps in, the master craftsman, the Umana. This is the divine name Elohim, the very name used all over the first chapter of Genesis. Elohim is the executive force, the builder who takes the now-defined plans from the mother and actually constructs them in the manifest worlds. So you see, you've got the king who conceives the idea, the mother who designs the blueprint, and the craftsman who builds it. That is the us. So, now that we've met the creative team, we need to understand the workshop itself. You see, the Kabbalists map all of reality into different dimensions, or worlds, and the highest of these, the realm where this divine blueprint exists in its perfect, totally unadulterated state, is called Atzilut. Atzilut. It actually comes from the Hebrew root ezil, which means near or next to. And that's the whole point. In this realm, there's absolutely no separation between a cause and its effect. The thought and the thing being thought about are basically one and the same. The sources describe it as a world where everything is just unified with its source, a place of pure emanation flowing directly from the infinite. This is the king's realm, the realm of Chochmah, where the idea of man exists as a perfect, unified potential. Okay, let's put this in a way that makes more sense to us today. Think of it like cosmic engineering. Atzilut, that's your high-level system architecture document. It's the flawless conceptual design, the perfect diagram where every relationship is defined, every potential is accounted for. But, and this is key, not a single line of code has actually been written or compiled yet. It's pure abstract perfection. All right, so from that perfect abstract architecture, we have to descend to the next stage of production. This is the world of Bria, which literally means creation. This is the realm where the blueprint from Atzilut is actually built, where the abstract finally starts to become concrete. So this is the absolutely crucial point, the difference between these two realms. In Atzilut, everything is just this unified potential existing in the mind of the Father, Abba. But in Bria, those unified ideas become separate, distinct things. This is the domain of the mother Ima, remember? Her whole nature is to create form, definition, and separation. Bria is the workshop where forms become distinct, where things are created as entities that are separate from their source. The Zohar actually calls this world the throne of glory, like the structured framework that all of reality sits on. And that brings us to the next step in our tech analogy. If Atzilut was the system architecture, then Beriah is the production environment. It's where all that abstract code finally gets compiled into an executable program. The theoretical design becomes a functional, running system with all of its distinct modules and functions. Okay, so now that we have this whole framework, the workshop, the creative team, the two realms of blueprint and build, we can finally go back to our original verse and dissect it like surgeons. Let us make man in our image, Selim, after our likeness, Dimut. These are not synonyms. They are two totally distinct layers of our being, and they correspond directly to the two worlds we just talked about. First up, we have Selim, the image. According to the Zohar, that Selim is our essential inner pattern. You can think of it like our divine DNA. It's this indestructible spark inside of us that is a direct copy of our blueprint from that higher world of Atzilut. This is our soul's root, our core identity that is always, always unified with the divine mind. It's the part of us that is, and always will be, perfect. And second, there is Dimut, the likeness. Now, this is the external structure, the vessel that is built down in the world of Beriah. It's our spiritual and physical form, it's our personality, our intellect, the entire apparatus that we use to interact with this structured, created world. The Dimut is the likeness of the blueprint, but, and this is so important, it is not the blueprint itself. It's the compiled program, not the original source code. And this distinction, this gap between the perfect internal image and the constructed external likeness, this is everything. Because the moment you move from a perfectly unified blueprint into a structured, separate build, you introduce an inherent vulnerability. You literally create the possibility of bugs, system errors, and deviation from the original design.
Yeah, let's just walk through this descent for a second. It all starts up in Atzilut, right? The realm of pure potential, where the idea of man is perfect and unified. Error is literally impossible there. Then we move to the next stage, Binah, where the supernal mother gives that idea form and boundaries, and the process of separation begins. And then, finally, in Beriah, that structure is actually built into a reality where it now has freedom and is subject to consequence. It can choose to align with its blueprint, or it can deviate. And that potential for missing the mark, that is the mystical root of what we call chet, or sin. The video game analogy really makes this clear. Think about it. The character concept art and the design document for a new game, that's Atzilut. It's a flawless, perfect vision. But once that character is coded and put into the game engine, that's Beriah. Its success is no longer guaranteed, is it? The outcome is now totally determined by the player's choices, by the game's mechanics, and, of course, potential glitches. The perfect design can now experience failure within the game.
So you have to ask, why? Why go through this incredibly risky process? Why move from a perfect blueprint to a vulnerable build? The Zohar explains that the entire purpose of this whole cosmic engineering project is the human being. We aren't just some random product of the cosmos. We are the cosmos, in miniature, specifically designed to be the ultimate point of unification for everything. And this mapping of the cosmic structure onto our own being is just, it's a core teaching. As you can see here, the Zohar explains that all the secrets of the upper and lower worlds are contained within a person. Our highest soul level, the neshama, it corresponds to that blueprint world of Atzilut. Our intellect corresponds to the structured world of Beriah. And our body and our actions exist in the lower worlds. We are, in essence, a living, breathing ladder that connects all of reality.
And this brings us to our ultimate function, our job description. Just listen to this incredible quote from the Midrash. We were created in the image of Elohim for a very specific purpose, to continue the work. What does that mean? It means we are not passive recipients of creation. We are designed to be active partners, tasked with the needs and rectifications of the world. Our job is to use our choices down here in the world of Beriah to align our likeness with our inner image. And when we do that, we actually help perfect all of reality.
Which leaves us with this final, really provocative thought to chew on. Our whole existence is this constant tension between our inner, perfect blueprint from Atzilut and our outer, fallible form here in Beriah. So the ultimate question for us becomes, is our true purpose just to avoid making mistakes, to avoid bugs in the system? Or is it something way greater? Is it maybe to actively engage with the challenges and the failures of this world, and through that struggle, to transform them, to debug the system, and to consciously and willfully bring the perfection of the blueprint into our manifest reality? Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.